You're in the middle of the road on the right side. You see, that was a paid stunt double. I dropped my bag and shoes. How does it work?
This one, so you also have the beta deck?
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this new video today, second episode of North Cape, 5th day of travel. That's right, we had left off at the end of the third, having arrived in Kassel. But between Kassel and Hamburg, where we are now with Mr. Giacomocini, we took a break. Also because we didn't do anything special except for some scanning in the German forests. And yesterday we indeed landed in Hamburg. Ready today to head out of the German borders and enter the Danish ones to reach the capital of Denmark, which is Mr. Giacomocini?
Copenhagen.
The travel hours won't be many. It will be about 4.5 hours. Kalamoto at least tells us this. We need to have breakfast because in the hotel where we are today, breakfast costs 18 euros per person here. I don't know what breakfast they can offer for 18 euros, but unless it includes some extra service, we won't say what. I won't spend 18 euros for a breakfast per person. So I prefer to put a good amount of gas, which here, as you've seen, costs 1.79, 1.89. Depending on the type of gas, the number of octanes we're going to put in. So that's it, guys. We're finishing getting dressed. We're about to leave our room here in the hotel, and we're getting back on the road. Finally, free from the parking lot that kept us safe, guys. It's very important when you travel abroad. Always hotels, bed and breakfasts, apartments with internal parking. Don't leave the bikes outside. Having said that as the first step, given our lack of stuff to sink our teeth into, it will be just to go have breakfast. But to do this, we go on the highway on an autobahn that is without limits. Yes, I pulled the tracer, answering the question you're likely thinking. We easily reached 290, more or less, with the suitcases after. I wasn't feeling it, especially after a suitcase exploded on me in the first episode. At 130, 135, and already at 190, 200, it was incredible. From what I understood, the problem was the shoes, which were in excess. Apparently the suitcase rejects them, so nothing. Well, Mr. Giacomocini, are you loaded? Today we are going to Copenhagen. Are you ready to see this statue of the Little Mermaid?
Absolutely yes.
Since you keep nagging me about the Little Mermaid statue, I'm taking you to see it today. We'll have breakfast at Starbucks. I can say that it could have gone really bad. Instead, it went terribly wrong. Guys, I think we're there. In front of us, just a few kilometers away, is the Germany-Denmark border. I believe this line is due to this very reason. And off we go. We have officially entered Denmark, guys. Obviously European Union, so we're safe. We didn't have to get our documents, passports, identity cards, or anything else checked. And so we proceed towards Copenhagen. The limits change. So we adjust our cruise control, we set it to 120, actually a bit lower, since we have to wait. Giacomo behind, who I see has passed anyway. Let's try to be careful also with the speed cameras that are new now. Before we were used to the German ones, and now we have to get used to the Danish ones. At least these seem to be signaled. What a show, guys, how cool. One of the many bridges that we will start to see for the rest of the journey. I won't tell you what it's called because I don't even know how to read something like that, but it's really cool. Breathtaking landscape, and that's it. I'm already excited, guys. I think until today I hadn't fully realized what I was about to accomplish. Now, however, with this view and this bridge, the situation is definitely clearer to me. We're heading to North Cape and we'll get there in less than a week. And after only 2,509 kilometers, guys, we finally arrived at the hotel that will host us for tonight. Once we finally got to the room, a little room tour to show you not so much the room itself, which is pretty in its own right. There's a gentleman, Giacomacini, already sprawled out on the bed. We've exploded all our luggage. But the thing I want to flex about this Copenhagen Island hotel is the view. This view's a bit ugly, let's face it. How well I treat you, damn it, eh? These billions of euros you've invested in this tour, how are they benefiting and enriching your life?
Really, really beautiful.
Natural pool here in front of the hotel.
Which we won't use given the temperatures that... No.
I don't think so. There are 4 crazy people doing it, but the lifeguards, in fact, are the happiest people in the world, because there are obviously 5 people. However, apart from this nothing, now we are going to take a nice tour of Copenhagen. We are going to see this little mermaid that is an hour away from here. Even though...
10 minutes.
See, 10 minutes. Because this, in fact, I was saying, even though the hotel is in the center, so we are 10 minutes away, right? What an incredible organization. This is out. Beautiful, beautiful. We're finally here. The Little Mermaid of Copenhagen in front of us. Are you happy to have seen this stuff so now oxidized by salt, by iodine? Are you happy to have come by motorcycle? All the way to Copenhagen and here to see this stuff.
Yes.
Incredible. Consider that we didn't complete the Colosseum, while they have 2 here. It's fitting, as everyone has their own. Now the destination will be...
On the other side.
Down there is the largest street food market in Copenhagen. We'll try to go eat there and see some characteristic food. I'm letting you know now. There's something similar to bruschetta with rye bread, butter, zucchini, and salmon. Deliciousness. I have to try it no matter what.
Do you speak Italian?
Of course.
Wonderful.
I am Italian.
Oh, wonderful. Listen, we wanted to ask you in the meantime, please. You margarita?
Yes.
Okay, then 2 margaritas, please. Where can I find...
Some drugs.
No, not that intense. That kind of bruschetta. What's the term with salmon?
This, whatever.
Okay, that thing that I can't even begin to repeat. Where is it here?
No, not here.
Wonderful, perfect. That's enough.
Were you here the last day?
Yes, we are passing through to Nordkapp.
Yes, no, if it's the last day.
Nothing?
I don't know how to help you.
Why is it outside?
It's outside from here. I mean, it's in Copenhagen. It's inside Copenhagen.
Okay.
It's 7:15.
Does it close at 7:30, I guess?
No, at 9.
Oh, can you leave me the address maybe another time?
Sure.
Ah, yes, to our place. You believe me when I tell you? One of the best pizzas we've eaten, just like that on the street, even better than the ones I've tasted in Rome. Good, but after the pizza, it's time to get back on the road, in fact. After spending the night at the Copenhagen Island Hotel, it's time to refuel and head towards Oslo. 600-kilometer wait us, about 6 hours and a bit of travel. So let's not lose heart. Let's refuel and set off.
Let's go.
So, after so much highway, 111 kilometers from the destination, we finally entered Norway. Guys, it's incredible. It seemed like we would never arrive. I won't hide from you that this stretch of the E6 was a stretch that really broke the balls, without a shadow of a doubt, very monotonous. Occasionally there were stunning views, but it was challenging to concentrate on driving. Now what we have to do is go through there, hoping that they don't do checks or anything, so as not to waste time. And then continue to follow the directions of Kalimoto, which gives us the next turn at 90 kilometers. Okay, checks passed. Oslo. Here it is, we resume our march. And it's time to leave Oslo as well, after having rested and eaten. We leave this city that, I must be honest, I didn't visit much, but it left me disappointed. I expected it to be better. And if I had to make a direct comparison with Copenhagen, Copenhagen would win hands down. However, last night, before going to sleep, we started to grease our chains. A maintenance job that needs to be done every 1,000 kilometers. Please try to be very precise and start, if possible, with a new transmission so as to avoid any kind of problem. As you can see, from trip 1 of our Tresserina, we have traveled 3,156 kilometers with her. Lodo marks 7,210 kilometers, and today we shoot another 457 kilometers with a travel time on the route of 6-7 hours. Hoping to lower it, let's start our journey towards Bergen, today's destination, which takes us to the Norwegian fjords. Guys, let me introduce you to Norway. At least a part of it. We've been traveling on their highways for a while now. This right here is a highway. It's the E7, and essentially these are the Norwegian highways. There are others, slightly larger, but they differ little from this one we are traveling on. The landscapes, as you can see for yourselves, are wonderful. I can't wait to stop and launch the drone, the DJI Mini Pro 3, and show you some aerial footage. Kalamoto indicates that there are still 360 kilometers to go, however, and that the estimated time of arrival is around 15:30. To be completely honest, we're not really respecting many limits, this needs to be said. There are some points that are really a crime. Guys, doing them at 70-80 is not possible. Clearly, when crossing through inhabited centers, we go slow, just like in Italy and the rest of the world. But when I'm on these roads here, I'm not saying the knee, but let us make some curves. Also because the weather today is perfect, 18 degrees sun and 0 clouds. Mr. Giacomocini, I'm excited about visiting the fjords in Norway. Be careful of the speed cameras. Here they even take away our family status.
Definitely left speechless.
You're almost cutting me off. Are you ready?
There's a slight scanning here. Go.
The last time you were ahead on a step, were you getting into a car? Remember, not in the middle, eh, Giacomo? Do you remember? No, we're already in the middle. Yes, Giacomo, yes. Give it to me, this gas. Yes, Giacomo, before the curve. Inside, Giacomo, look at me, right above. Yes, gas, very good. It's slightly off the curve and trajectory. We need to widen it a bit more. Yes, Giacomo, watch out for the moose. There it is. Are you forcing me to change the map here?
Here I am changing it.
Watch out for the sheep. Hello. Anyway, the Michelin Road 6 that we put on are behaving very well so far. Rain, wind, curves, highways, it never cared about any of that. This one goes through. I feel this one. At the end of the trip, I also want to give you a report on the tires. I want to show you their condition. Also, because the choice was due to the fact that I have tested them underwater at the Michelin test, and they behaved like a slick tire. Practically never a failure, never a lack of grip. And they are devastating in the wet. And since that is one of the major causes of danger during such a long journey, I opted for those on purpose. Also, another important thing is the mileage duration. For now, the tires are new. They have done 3,340 kilometers. I want to see at the end of the trip, when we return to Rome, how they will be, because they have mainly done highway, so straight for kilometers and kilometers, and I want to see in terms of mileage duration how they will be. So we'll see in a bit. Hello, how cute they are. Come on, face to face. You don't do it with me face to face. What a show. Norway, guys. Small travel update. We have dropped below the 200-kilometer mark to arrival in Bergen. The situation, as you can see, has changed a lot. It started to drizzle and the temperature has dropped a lot. As you can see, there are sheets of ice on the road for the thieves, giving you an idea of the amount. Despite the 13 degrees that the temperature sensor is showing me right now, the wind plays such an important role. There are beautiful strong gusts. Every now and then it calms down, but the gusts of wind that reach us are really important. Despite 13 degrees reported there, I can assure you that the perceived temperature is lower. Let's hope the rain stays like this. Otherwise, we will be forced to stop and put on a nice raincoat. After a bit more travel, we finally arrived at a service area nestled in a mountain cove. The environment is impressive, but wait, because I saw something interesting to show you. I mean, there's a goat on top of the building, guys. I feel sick. These things drive me crazy. Anyway, now it's lunchtime. Very characteristic place. We are in Malmo, something like that. There's a museum here, currently closed. I discovered that Norwegians have unusual schedules. For lunch and for dinner, lunch is done around 3, dinner is done at 6. It doesn't make sense. Can we say that we went as usual delicate?
Better today, huh?
Delicate today.
Compared to yesterday's dinner, today is much better.
Today, we really recovered. Fish and chips, and instead, here chicken with vegetables. My goodness. Chicken with vegetables, I like fish. They finished lunch together with Mr. Giacomo. We resumed the road towards Bergen. Currently, only 149 kilometers remain. Meanwhile, guys, look at this situation here. How wonderfully cool it is. And now that the wind has calmed down, it's really better. Look at this mirror of water. How beautiful it is, guys. These landscapes, these places enchant me. Damn, as you can see, it has also stopped drizzling, and it seems that the clouds on the horizon are thinning out. With these lofty and high-flown terms, I close here the recording of this stretch of road. We'll see each other directly once we get near Bergen, unless something interesting happens first. So we arrived at the hotel after taking 57 kilometers of water. Just when I'd said no, but the weather holds up. Everything's fine. We parked the bikes down here, so perfect because we can see them under the window. The parking... The hotel in question doesn't have it. In fact, it would have it, but we want to do a bit of spending review and avoid throwing money away like that. Very quick room tour. This is the bathroom. This is the entrance. This is the room. End of the room tour. See you later. If it would stop raining, maybe one could even go visit Bergen. Fortunately, it seems we have a saint up there in heaven because the weather has calmed down. The clouds were blown away by the strong wind that was there and that we also felt on the motorcycle. And we are finally wandering around the city of Bergen to introduce it to you and share some interesting facts together. Behind us is the Bergen fish market, very famous here among the locals, but also among tourists. And unlike the usual fish market, the peculiarity, Mr. Giacomocini, is the fact that they also cook it here, so you can eat it a bit like street food. And as we move towards Old Bergen, another curious thing to say about Bergen is that it is the rainiest city in Europe. Not by chance, in fact. Today, to get here, we took 50 kilometers of water. Think that in 2007, it rained for 3 months. Devastating back-to-back incidents. Being a motorcyclist here is nearly impossible. And this, guys, is the neighborhood, the old city center of Bergen. Everything here is made of wood. Be careful, if you come to Bergen, you will definitely find rain. The wooden planks are very slippery. But now it's time to get back on the road and continue our adventure towards Alesund, today's destination. We hope to find much more favorable weather, and we hope to get there not in the time that Kalamoto indicates, but in less time. In fact, today the navigator tells us that it should take us 8 hours. We hope in some way, legally, to reduce this travel time. Among other things, speaking of legality, last night on Instagram, I spoke with some of you who have undertaken the same journey as me, and who have crossed Norway by motorcycle. And I must say that you scared me quite a bit, because in addition to telling me what I already knew, like the fact that for some things there is a direct distancing from Norway, they force you to leave at the border. Additionally, the fines are extremely high. After some online research, this notion was clearly confirmed. But I read about a person who was going like 54 instead of 50 and got a fine. This is a very, very bad thing, because yesterday where there were speed cameras, I never went exactly. And I broke the speed that was indicated to me by the limits, so I don't know, 70, I maybe went 71. If something comes to you, Yamaha gentlemen, it wasn't me, we'll see. So we come to the first surprise of today that we didn't expect, even though it was predictable. Our first ferry. A small ferry from here to go to Alesund to cross this Ukal fjord. Okay, here we are, first ferry. I'm super excited, guys. We're setting up here. And this time around, I think I'm gonna raise the drone, huh? I'll raise it. Hello, how can we pay the ferry?
It's automatic. You get a bill in the mail when you get home.
Ah, okay. Mamma mia, look at the little road Kalamoto found us after all this water. Guys, finally being able to take some turns, let's say almost smoothly, is fantastic. You can't understand what a relief it is getting a square butt on these roads. We just have to be careful of possible cars and animals. But then, for the rest, I don't think we'll have any problems with the law here. I don't think it's a typical route that everyone takes to go to Alesund. I think it's some kind of shortcut found by Kalamoto, especially since the classic route to Alesund is the E39. And yet, look at how many curves we have down here. Check out the hotel I booked for you, Giacomo, in the heart of Alesund. It's practically next to the town hall. But look how cute this city is. Good grief. Good grief, what a flight did he make? Giacomo, what on earth did you do? How? We just restarted. Well, thank goodness. There were chicks crossing, the other car stopped.